am depressed looking at that live stream where some Fulani jihadists, bandits, and terrorists gallivanted into a church, a Christ Apostolic Church, abducted old women, raped young girls, wiped out the pastors, the ministers, and at the end of the day, that there is no stopping us. At this stage, Tinubu must conclude the constitutional amendment. At this stage, there is no level of English we want to speak. The cho-cho-cho that we go about speaking around, that no, we need to live together as one, is not working. Because there is a video I will play for you, but Buba Galadima exposed the real intention why Buhari was elected. Buhari was elected to reinforce the Fulani hold on Kwara, the Middle Belt, so that the agenda called the Fulanization of Nigeria can be actually fulfilled. So what we have currently is not by chance. What we have currently going on in Nigeria is not a mistake. What we have are years of plans and execution. There was a time that they ideated this agenda, they designed it, and now is the implementation. The former Chief of Army Staff, General Buratai, said that in 20 years, the Fulani headers, militias, Islamic agenda jihadists will take over this country. We have just 5 years to go. Just 5 years remaining for that agenda to fulfill. If in the next 5 years Nigeria survive, most especially the northern Nigeria does not get overrun, or whatever by these bandits, by these Islamic jihadists. All right? If they do not overrun this country, then there is indeed a living God. Because if you take a look at what is going on in Mali as it stands today, a large proportion of that country has been lost to the Janim, J-N-I-M. It has been lost to an affiliate of ISIS, Islamic States. And this is the same thing we have when the likes of Buba Galadima can open their mouth and tell us that the intention that they voted Buhari, why they brought in Buhari, was simply to deepen the Islamic values, the grip the caliphate has on Kwara. These are not my words. I will play the video for you. In fact, just watch about 1 minute, then I continue my analysis.
Some of us who recruited him into politics had a mission. And I will reveal that mission today. In 2000, the OPC was on rampage in some parts of the country, especially Southwest, and have inconvenienced a lot of people from this part of the country. And to the extent that they mobilized over 500 vehicles to come and invade Ilorin with the sole aim of uprooting what they called Fulani structures in Ilorin.
Now, welcome back. The longer version, I'll play it at the end. But that's what you read, what you heard right now. You still think Tinubu should not abandon everything and focus on constitutional amendment? What Tinubu must know is he himself is not safe. What do I mean him? Not him in person. His investments will not be safe. His children's investments will not be safe when these people overrun us. God forbid. But this is not time for prayer, but actions. These people plotted. Now they are executing. When will we, as southern Nigerian people, understand that now that we have a southern president, if we fail to achieve our agenda, which is to totally restructure the nation, I'm sorry, like I said, just 5 years. Just 5 years. That is what we have left. Buratai said in 2015 or thereabouts? 2016, 2017. He said these bandits will last for 20 years. And don't forget, the bandits started their operation aggressively with so much confidence in 2012. So between 2012 to 2022 to 2025, so they have approximately spent nothing less than 13 to 14 years. So they have 5 to 6 years to wrap up everything they want to do. If they fail after 2 decades, then maybe Nigeria will still be a country. If they don't fail, that simply means every one of us would have been captured, encapsulated in an Islamic state. Afghanistan used to be a secular state. Don't forget. Don't forget. Open your ear and hear me. Afghanistan used to be a what? A secular state. Lebanon used to be what? A secular, in fact, a Christian-dominated state. Today, America herself is fighting against Islamic takeover. Oh yes. So, not to talk of Nigeria, that is a fertile ground. Nigeria, that we have people like Shegumi that is, perpetrating, propagating these people, telling us that we should sympathize with them. That these bandits, northern bandits, that what they just need is we should give them amnesty, scholarship. These elements like Shegumi are the real issues. Yes. Today, Shegumi is not in the country, according to the report. Ever since Tinubu said, Donald Trump said, I am coming to Nigeria to mop them out. The first response of Shegumi is this threat that Donald Trump did, there will be more attack. What do we have to do? Everything Shegumi says at every point in time is what happens. Shegumi said, don't disturb these bandits. Let them have the territory they control. Let us negotiate with them. We shouldn't go and attack them. Shegumi is literally saying that the Nigerian army does not have the capacity to take over those territories. That if we cannot negotiate, we should leave it for them. Make them the manager. Make them become their own government. But these are places that Shegumi will go. He will sleep. He will eat. He will do a lot of things. Walk back into the Nigerian, as it were, because those places are not Nigeria. No, those ones now God knows what they want to call out. So you feel me, right? You know that this country no be cho. Tinubu failure to amend the constitution at this critical time. State police. Why is he afraid of the state police? Why is he afraid? If Tinubu does not do this, I saw a video the last time. They said if Tinubu fails to tackle the insecurity, at the same time still betraying the North, a lot will happen to him. That in fact, Professor Amukpito Ojo might be kidnapped. This is what people are saying. That this northern bandit might eventually kidnap Professor Amukpito Ojo if he dares pronounce Tinubu as the president come 2027. Is there no fire on the mountain? Look at fire hovering over our head. But some pastors are still telling us to pray. Pastors, use your auditorium, use your pulpit to demand for state police, for state creation, Nigerian constitutional amendments. This is not time for cho. The live stream that we saw yesterday, were they not praying? What happened to the angel of God? What happened to the Spirit of God? What happened to Jesus himself? What happened to God himself? What happened to the Christ of Jesus? Everything. What happened? Why were they not stopped? These are the bitter questions that we need answers for. You think if about 4 or 5 people had AK-47 who are Christians in that church, you think they would have been able to ravage them like they did? Look at that act of savagery. With so much audacity. They robbed the church for over 30 minutes. Yes, their actions was only captured for approximately 6 minutes on live stream before they could detect the camera. However, they spent not less than 30 minutes. You think if someone had a gun in there, he wouldn't have repelled the attack? They wouldn't have had that easy operation. So the pastors should stop telling us, let us pray. Pray is a guinea. It's a guinea prayer. I cannot begin swear for men of supposed men of God. Because even me myself, I'm a man of God. We must understand that all our pastors should begin right from Adeboye, Oyedepo, all these Abisoye, all of them, because this thing is coming like water, flow of water. They come. It don't they enter Kwara. Kwara to Oshun na just 1 hour, 2 hours. Kwara to Oyo na just 1 hour. Oyo to Ibadan. Ibadan to Ogun. And these people are always on bikes. Don't forget, they are always on bikes. Anyway, let's listen to the full version of Buba Galadima. And why the North are insisting that Tinubu's continued betrayals, yes, they will take him beyond what he can imagine.
Bola Tinubu, then governor of Lagos, was doing nothing. And some of us felt that those group of people were being encouraged by their leaders in position of authority. So how do we stop that? And I called a meeting in Kaduna at Alhaji Bashir Alhatu's house in a place called Unguan Kaji, directly opposite the house of General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida. And some of those we invited included Alhaji Wadanas, Professor Yadudu, Bashir Alhatu himself, Alhaji Yahya Sulehama, and a host of others, about 34 of us. And we sat down to reason. How do we save our people from this OPC menace? So we said, I suggested that we have to, because you remove government through only 2 ways: the ballot of through the barrel of the gun and through the ballot box. And they said it was impossible to challenge General Obasanjo. That was how Buhari came to our mind. And when he was approached, he had a very unkind words for politicians. But since he didn't say he was not doing, we still pursued him. To cut long story short, we achieved our first purpose of putting a brake to what OPC was doing, because immediately Buhari joined partisan politics, and we had a very big outing in Daura to initiate him into politics. The Obasanjo government became restive and was shaken to its bone marrow, and because those were some of his our thinking. So Obasanjo had to really checkmate the OPC. So for that reason, we have achieved our first purpose of bringing General Buhari into partisan politics. So the remaining now is history. They wanted to dismantle, as what is happening across the country now. They wanted to dismantle his platform of ANPP, APC, ANPP. And we made a counter platform by establishing the Buhari organization, TBO, which we used as a platform for promoting his political ideals. Of course, all these are now history. Some smart people who are politically ambitious came in and threw us out. That is how we parted ways with him.
This is a direct message to people from Southwest. They have been calling us Northerners all sort of foul names, that we are parasites, that we are useless, that they are going to teach us a lesson 2027, that even if Tinubu excelled to become the next president of Nigeria, that they are going to bring somebody from South, not the North. Maybe they have baby mentality. They don't know the North. They don't know our history. One state in northern Nigeria is equivalent to the whole of Southwest. My lecturer once told me something. My Calabar lecturer once told me something. He said, never ever in your life trust a Yoruba land. He said, if a Yoruba man shake your hand, he mean maybe or no. While in your heart, he mean yes. While in his heart, he mean no. He said, if a Yoruba man nod his head, he mean no. They are hypocrite in nature. He said, never ever trust a Yoruba man. Our northern brothers, they make a great mistake. Me personally, I do not vote for Tinubu because I already know the nature of Yoruba. They are hypocrites. They behave like chameleons. And once they hijack power, their true color will prevail. And we have seen what Tinubu is doing, what Tinubu is trying to do regarding the tax reforms. The governor of Bauchi, Bala Mohammed, has warned President Bola Tinubu that his reform policy is anti-northern Nigeria, that we are going to teach him a lesson. This is not oligarchy. You understand? If he insisted that he is arrogant, that he insisted that the tax reform must come to stay, we are going to teach him a lesson 2027. He's going to lose election. His state where he come from, Osun State and Lagos State, did not vote for him 2023 election. He did not win election in Osun and Lagos State. Did not voted for him. Me personally, I did not vote for him. And this fight did not voted for him. He only got 8.4 million. This fight, four people came from the north. He did not even get a massive vote. You understand? Let me assure you, people from Southwest, that we are going to teach you a lesson. This is your hypocrite nature. We are going to teach you a lesson. You are going to lose election. And once a Yoruba man lost election, a Yoruba man will never ever rule this country. Even thinking of becoming a vice. Let me tell you, we are going to teach this Yoruba, this direct message to Yoruba land. Once Tinubu lost election, no any Yoruba man will ever click to power again. This is a message to you because we have already identified your hypocrite nature. My father told me, he said never, my Calabar lecturer told me never ever trust a Yoruba man because they have hypocrite nature. They have what they say and what they mean are two different things. Never ever trust them. They are hypocrite people in nature. This is a direct message to you. I'm just warning you, Yoruba people, that calling us all sort of names, insulting us on Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook will not make you to become a president 2027. Tinubu is OTP, one-time president.